Hello and welcome to Heroes of History. This time we're looking into another Let's Test Heroes. I've gotten the new Amina of Zazzau here on the beta, and well, if I haven't heard wrong, you're having the anniversary season pass now, and then there's a season pass with Harry Houdini in it, and after that with Amina Zazzau, so it might be a couple of months time before you can get her on live service, but let's look into if she is good. Well, she's a 4-star, so she's not supposed to be as good as Lancelot, which I just tested, and well, she has less attack and defense combined, and hit points is also a bit less, so she should not be as overall great if we look at those numbers. 247 space damage is normal, attack speed is normal, she has melee damage, she's fast moving, so well, actually overall much like Lancelot, though well on the base stats a bit lower. Her ability here is a bleeding edge, which is, well, if you want to do the cutting edge of it, you can you should set up probably differently than I do in this showdown. But Amina hits the closest enemy unit, prioritizing heroes for only 422% damage here on level 5. Note though that she is using an initial charge of 4.5 seconds, which is really low, and the regular charge is also 4.5 seconds. Now, the target receives a bleeding effect that deals 296% damage over 8 seconds. Well, it doesn't exactly double the damage, but it's getting really close, but it takes 8 seconds, and she'll have dealt another blow and have another one landing a second after the first bleed ends. But here's the catch. She deals an additional 105% damage per bleed stack. This additional damage cannot exceed 634% point to 9, which literally means that that bleed stack, already the second time she hits the same enemy, it starts to stack up with another 100% damage. If we combine her to take down a annoyingly strong foe, well, it can get really high in extra damage. We could have some bleed from, I'd say, D'Artagnan, for instance. So both of them hitting at the same enemy, then they should really put their backs into it to keep him alive if he shouldn't die, well, sooner or later. Now let's see how that, no, let's just look at the awaken first, because she gets 6% attack and crit chance of 20%. That's okay. Hit points 12%. That doesn't bound good for attack, but there's more attack here, and initial ability charge minus 1.1 second. So she doesn't become super strong attack wise like the Lancelot can, because that's only 26% compared to 47.5. So you'll have 20% extra bonus there, and has 10% more crit chance and 100% extra in critical damage. So, well, she won't be able to end up hitting just as hard as he does. Well, let's look into here on the campaign map. How does she perform? Now let's go back here and see in province number 19. Sorry about that. Well, let's move out to Lancelot and go way down here and find her. She should be, oh, I think I got a bit too far. Or maybe I didn't. Well, she's a red hero, she should stand up. There she was. Now let's test and see how she fares here. And here comes the first one. It doesn't seem that wild the way she well, uses her ability, but she'll use it often here. As you can see, she already used it twice this far. Now we'll have to see it here, because now that William Wallace here will feel the wrath of this lead here when she hits him the second time. Now she starts stacking, and it should, well, with the healing there, it should really get some options to really bleed him dry somewhere, one way or another. Oh, that was a rather long strike. She actually hit Knight of the Cave Clan, even though she was... So, that means the ability isn't bound to close combat, like, well, I thought it was. So, let's see what that means in the battle stats here. Looking at damage numbers alone, she seems to be stronger than even Lagatha. Well, it was only the first test, so well, let's continue and see if she is this strong as well in the next round. Let's jump out of this one and jump into this one and fight those heroes in here. Well, it is William Wallace once again, so let's see if we can well deal with her. Now that's the first bleed. That's not a bleed stack yet. He needs to hit him once more to stack the bleed, but now he's fully healed. He will really be able to, well, feel the bleed here. Now that should be a bleed stack now. He hasn't lost too much health, but well, I can see that our heroes has. And there's bleed stack again. Oh, he's just rather a nuisance to get down here, because even though there are two single strikers hitting him, he just doesn't go down easily. Now, well, Sugar the Great is doing a great job keeping everyone alive, and well, it turns out to be a 3-star victory, which is great for us. Now let's look at the battle stats here, and well, a little less damage than our fell Lagatha this time. Let's move on to the next battle here. And out of this one into this province and this battle and continue. Oh yes, well, we'll just well, pay the price. Now this will be interesting. Will she survive the death strike of Spartacus here? Because she won't kill him in time, that's for sure, unless Lagatha saves her the trouble. No, he doesn't. Oh, this is gonna be a head full, because she'll be close. Oh, well, she did die, so she can't stand the damage that Sir Lancelot could in the previous test run. So, well, that is now not a question anymore. We have seen that she is not as capable of holding off damage. Now let's move on to the next battle and see if she also has shortcomings there, or well, she will survive a bit easier. I'm not sure she will, but let's move into the deepest jungle and find out, because there's also some bad eggs here that wants to kill her. So let's see how she fares, because this one turned out to be a 2-star with that poor guy. And Sir Lancelot, so also quite a high risk this will be one of those as well. Oh no, don't chintz. If you want to maximize the amount of bleed damage, you don't change targets in the midst of everything. That's a bit annoying actually. But well, they both died anyway, so we're not losing the fight, but we'll have a situation where we won't survive with as many heroes as I would have loved to, because this is actually even worse than Sir Lancelot, because we actually lost 2 heroes and not just 1. Let's look at the battle stats though. Well, let's look into one last battle and concluded just as fine as we did the first one. We did tonight, and moving out of this one, moving into the Ottoman port and taking this province on. It should be a relatively easy battle, as there's none of these heroes that is actually a single strike hero, but we're also facing a lot of ordinary units that does well, a lot of ordinary damage, and we can't change that fact. So it'll be a bit fun to see how the heroes will handle this when we move on to the second part of the battle, to the second wave, because that is where we will actually really hit trouble. But the short ability reload is a really good thing in favor of Amina here. But oh, she didn't even kill a single unit. Oh, this is gonna be hurtful to watch, because there'll be people dying here, I'm afraid, even though that would help a lot that Abraham Lincoln just made sure that they got some presidential protection here. That might just save us from losing a hero, but it won't be a beauty to look at. Let's see what the battle stats shows.
Honor has been restored.
And well, that will be one last time for that too. Now let's look into these numbers here. Well, Lagatha did do more damage, which is also obvious, because Amina died a few times and Celantel didn't. And Huaman took on a bit more too. But even though she died twice and thus have significantly less damage, especially in Battle 4, she's rather close to doing the same amount of damage as Lancelot. More damage from Abraham Lincoln, from Ashoka the Great. Well, she didn't do a good job staying alive. More damage to Lagatha, more damage to Huaman. Well, actually, about the same damage she took up. She just died twice, so that's not a good thing. More or less the same damage for Abraham Lincoln, and a little more for Ashoka the Great. Well, both the extra damage taken and the extra damage given is based on her dying, and well, a lot more healing from Ashoka the Great, which means, well, the battles, I guess they have been a bit longer, so he could shoot a few extra heals, and they have been needed because, well, she wasn't around as she should be. You can see here, battle 3 and 4, where she died. She did significantly more healing than he did up here with Sir Lancelot. So overall, I think Sir Lancelot is stronger, but Amina of Zazzau is actually a quite strong 4-star hero in my opinion. I will say thank you for watching this video.